evening, everyone. Welcome to the Leominster Conservation Commission meeting. It's about 6 p.m. on November 8th, 2022. My name is Nick Krepp. I'm the conservation agent here. And before we start, I'd like to just remind everyone in attendance to please silence any devices you might have so we don't have any interruptions. With that, I'll start with a roll of the commissioners present. Ken Ridlin.
Present.
Mike Seeke.
Here.
Stephanie Quinlan.
Present.
And Chuck Raymond.
Here.
And absent is our vice chair, Richard Gullick. And I'm not sure if I told everyone's aware, but Josh will not be able to continue with us because of some conflict with being on the school committee. So he's no longer on the commission. His temporary thing is.
That's too bad.
So, yeah. So that's everybody.
So we have an opening.
So go ahead. Yeah. So yeah, we got.
Tell your friends. Yeah, right.
We have two openings currently.
Two openings.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
So with that, I'll hand it off to the chair, Chuck Raymond.
Good. Thank you very much. We have people. Okay.
Oh.
Well, there's making people. We'll just skip right down to continued hearings. Moving on from public comments and new hearings. Continued hearing. I'll read it into the record. Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 131, Section 40 of the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, the Leominster Conservation Commission will hold a public hearing on a request for determination of applicability, or RDA, regarding the restoration of a head wall, cleaning out or replacing a clogged culvert and associated site work. Address Colburn Street, map and parcel 339-3-1-36. Sir, the floor is yours.
Yeah.
Please, yeah.
Please.
Introduce yourself, please, first.
Sure. For the record, I'm John Roseberry, I'm a senior engineer at the Leominster DPW. And I'm here to do the RDA for cleaning up the end of a culvert. It's long overdue. It's all choked up with our winter sand from operations of sanding the streets for decades. And I think what happened was the so much sand built up at the end of the culvert.
Is it on the inlet or the outlet?
The outlet.
The outlet, okay.
That it clogged it so much, the water not much water was getting into the system. It was actually coming up and going over and hitting the end of the culvert and washing out the head wall for about 10 feet back from the head wall. You can see the top of the pipe. So basically it's really what we're gonna do is get in there, trim the brush out so we can get at it, clean up as much of that winter sand as we can get at, so the water can make it to, I think it's the brook that flows into Wasp Meadow.
Yeah. I think it's Colburn.
Colburn Brook.
Yeah. Coming from Bear Park.
Comes from Bear Park. Yeah. Reestablish the head wall. That's assuming the pipe is in good shape, because we tried jetting it from the road, and we weren't having much luck because the end was clogged. So we'll get the end all cleaned up, we'll jet it, we'll see what kind of condition the pipe is in. If the pipe's rotten, because it's corrugated metal, and these things usually tend to rot out on the bottom, we'll probably just pull it back closer to the road and reestablish the side, the banks, and let it flow.
No, will you have to replace the culvert at that point, or?
It depends on the pipe.
Okay, all right. And if so, you will have to force anyway. But
We saw the pipe. You can see the pipe in the manhole in the middle of the street, and it's good.
Oh, all right.
But it's it's a 30-inch pipe, and it's half full of sand. We really don't know what it looks like at the end.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna open it up, see what it looks like, clean it up.
No, I'm just curious, and I'm just trying to figure it out in my own head. When you say you can't get to the end of the pipe, why can't you just go down to the end of the pipe and look? Is it?
Because it's all clogged up. It's full. It's half full.
Can't see into it.
Going out in.
Oh,
it's like a delta of sand going out into the wetland.
Oh, interesting. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So you physically can't get to it.
You could take a shovel to it, and you can see the very end of the pipe.
Oh, okay.
But that's not going to tell you what it's like, a foot or two, or 10 feet or 20 feet in, because the end of the pipe is probably 50 feet off the road.
Oh, okay, all right, all right.
more or less, so.
I think maybe a little bit less,
A
but
little less,
it's quite a
maybe
ways off
30,
the road, you know,
30
it's a
feet.
couple steps at least off the
Yeah.
road there, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's only 30
Off
inches.
the right of way.
You're not gonna send somebody through the other end of the culvert to check, I mean, it's,
No.
yeah.
No, it's not quite big enough.
Spelunking, right, yeah.
That won't meet any OSHA
Right.
requirements.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, now, in terms of what is involved in reestablishing the head wall?
It's a bunch of granite blocks,
Oh, it's granite blocks?
yeah,
Okay.
so it's just gonna be just like Legos, just put them back
Oh, all
together,
right.
backfill it, and,
You have to take it apart a little bit and then put it back?
Yeah.
Okay, and backfill, okay.
Yep.
Interesting, okay. All right, any other questions? Anybody in the commission have any questions?
Yeah, when you say backfill, are you gonna be bringing in fill?
we're gonna have to, because what was happening was it was overflowing and going towards the end and it washed out. So you can see the top of the pipe, so we'll wind up bringing in some clean fill and reestablish it and some loam and seed on the top, so.
And
So- Oh, okay.
sorry, when you say clean it out, is the sand that you recover from there gonna be like displaced, like more into the wetland area, or is it gonna be like, you know, drummed and disposed?
It won't be drummed and disposed. Well, we bring it down to our transfer station along with catch basin sweepings and roadway sweepings. And then from there, it gets transported probably to Clinton.
Yeah.
And they have on their landfill, they have a spot there where you can
Oh, that's-
properly dispose. It's at that level.
Is that for disposal or daily cover, you know? That's a landfill.
I'm not sure.
No, sure, oh, curious questions.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Obviously, they're permitted to take that.
I know they take it. It's not so high a level of
Yeah.
contamination.
Contaminants, right.
Right.
You know, it's roadway sand,
Right,
so.
just wanted to make sure it wasn't all just gonna be like
Oh,
pushed
you-
over and
Oh,
go.
no.
Basically, the only contamination you're gonna have is salt, and the salt and the sand is probably gonna be less than if you went out and sampled in the middle of the winter, any of the roadways or.
Oh, sure,
or
yeah.
snow. So
But I
it's-
mean, salt is, you know, destructive in its own way, I just wanted to make sure that all
Oh,
that
yeah.
very
But
salty.
the level is so low that, you know, you don't really have to
The
even
salt?
worry about it, yeah. In the sand that he's talking about. The level of salt in the sand from the roadway will be extremely low.
Yeah, I think that removing it and taking it to Clinton is absolutely the right way to do it. I'm not arguing any of that.
All right, anybody else have any questions, comments?
No.
Okay. You obviously, you said you've been to the site.
Yeah, so I've been to the site, walked with John, like I said, it's completely clogged. It's quite a ways off the road, so, what I'm getting right is that the end of the culvert's rotten, but you find that more in the middle of it, closer to the road is fine, you'll just cut it back to there and then
Yeah.
bring back the opening to that,
We'll
so.
see what it looks like.
Yeah,
Why-
so there's quite a bit of room.
Why isn't this exempt?
Because I'm just doing this out of a abundance of caution. There's exemptions for utility work,
Right.
but just seeing as this is like a culvert leading from kind of a swampy area on one side to the brook on the other side, I don't.
It's within our jurisdiction.
Yeah,
And I'm not gonna pencil us into something here, but there are exemptions, we can easily rule that way, but I think work within the resource area itself, never mind the buffer, I think it's appropriate to be in front of it.
That's all. So, yeah. So given, the description that John gave us today, am I visiting this?
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Might
Yeah,
have
sure. Oh, yeah.
Are you here for this hearing? No, okay, all right, then go ahead, I just wanna make sure that there was somebody here from the public that wanted to say something.
Yeah, so given the proceedings today, I would recommend that, I don't know where it's at, but I would recommend that we find a negative determination. I was gonna suggest a number 3, which would include like any conditions that we would like to impose, but I figured just this normal like erosion controls in place, just contacting the agent whenever they're finishing up work,
Okay.
general stuff like that. And then anything else beyond those 2 basic things that anyone would like to include.
Well, to Stephanie's concerned that the material is actually picked up and trucked.
Yeah, the material.
So that's what they
Okay, yeah,
assured to do.
sure.
I'm fine with that. I would simply ask that, and you would anyway, but if it looks like it's gonna require a lot more work, replacing the culvert or the head wall, or, you come back in front of us for that, but that's,
Hopefully it won't.
yeah, no, I agree,
Hopefully it won't.
agreed.
So yeah.
All right, so what do you say, -3 with with that one special condition?
-3 determination with those 3 conditions, with the proper erosion controls, just staying in touch with the agent in terms of when the work is completed, and then the material is trucked out and disposed of offsite.
All right, then.
Clint's Landfill.
Then I will entertain a motion to approve the -3 determination.
So made.
Thank you. Second?
Second?
Thank you.
All right. We'll take the rest of the votes by roll call. Mike Seekey.
Aye.
And Chuck Raymond.
Aye.
All right, so the finding is -3 determination, 4-0.
All right.
You can go vote now.
I already did. I live in Sterling.
Oh.
Not nearly as big a crowd.
No. All right, there we go. Thank
Thanks,
you.
John.
Thank you.
All right. And moving on to our regular meeting, nothing on a new business. We got kind of a short agenda tonight, I should say. Nothing in the new business. Old business, we had a conservation nature walk last week. Tell us about it, Nick.
Yeah, so we were at Hill Street Conservation Area. We had a group of like 8 people, would you
Yeah.
say, something like that?
That's decent.
Yeah, Stephanie was among them.
It was great.
Yeah, good time. We saw a lot of evergreen plants and took a walk up to the vista. Had a nice view of the city in St. Cecilia's as the sun was starting to go down. So all very pretty. It was lovely weather. Yeah, so a lot of people were interested in future walks. So it was a success.
Was this the area where we're considering a
Pollinator?
butterfly pollinator area?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mentioned that on the walk that we'll be managing that meadow there specifically towards it.
Okay.
So.
Was Dick there for that?
Dick was not there on the third. No. But
Just curious what he would think about that. 'Cause
Right.
He kind of isolated for a bird, I think, for.
yeah, I've been in touch with him about it. It's just not for a proper ground nesting bird habitat. You need like 10 to 20 acres
Yeah.
of open space because you need the trees far enough away so that birds of prey can't perch and spot them.
Oh, okay.
You know? So you need like a big enough area, and that's like not even like being generous. It's like 3-4
Yeah,
acres of
maybe
open
three,
space.
yeah.
You know. So yeah, so I've been in touch with Dick about it. Yeah, it was a great success. Joanne DiNardo, one of the previous conservation agents, was there. So she voiced her approval for that walk and other walks like it. And I'll be meeting with Joanne to go up to Shoalin Farms one of these days, probably this week.
Okay.
So,
Good. All right.
to talk about future collaboration between Shoalin Farms and
Okay.
conservation.
You know what might be helpful is today I was out walking in the area and I found a really nice pair of REI mittens. Be nice if we could put like a lost and found at the parking area down there. I would have dropped them off down there. I just don't know if we do that or the trail stewards would do it, but it'd be nice to have over in the Groton dog walk. People are always leaving leashes around and stuff, and you try to find them, but the dogs found them, so I've got them. I was going to bring them down and hang them out there tomorrow. But it'd be nice to have a little lost and found box.
On Hill Street?
Yeah, in the parking lot.
Yeah,
People.
yeah, sure. Yeah, they're still ongoing with putting in, I know there's talk of like better signage out by the road, so there's still
Right.
some ongoing work there, so I'll talk to Dick about that, maybe we could put like a little box or
I'll
something.
build the box if you want, I can put it out there, it doesn't matter.
Sure, and I mean, it's conservation land, so, I mean, whatever we do there would have to go through us, so if you wanted to do that, I'm sure we could do that internally.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it.
Appreciate the offer.
But I'll talk to Dick about it.
Cool. All right, nice. So you said that you're working on doing one at Shoalin Farms sometime soon?
Maybe doing a walk at Shoalin Farms, but just I'll be meeting with Joanne. I've never been to Shoalin Farms myself.
I'm sorry, I'm new to the city. Who's Joanne?
Oh, she was the conservation agent, I think, right before Angela.
Okay.
She was previous to Angela, at
Okay.
least. I don't know if she was right before.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, just talking about doing some more collaboration with Shoalin Farms and
Good.
yeah, I know it's a big thing around the area, and I've been there, so
All right.
gonna get familiar with
Yeah,
it.
I haven't either, and one of the women there, I think her name was Karen, I'd have to check my phone to make sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, she invited to take me out to Shoalin Farms as well. She said there's a really nice quartz vein that she wants to show me. So
Wow.
I'll be headed up there, I think on the 20th, the 19th, maybe, something.
Do some rock hunting.
There's a really nice what?
Oh, some
Quartz.
cool rocks.
Oh,
She wants
quartz.
to show me.
Yeah, there is,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I didn't hear the quartz part, yeah.
The Hill Street one had some neat stuff too. A lot of garnet bearing.
Sweet.
Schist.
Yeah. You know what? I said schist, and then I got home and I realized it was phyllite. I was very embarrassed.
Oh,
I know.
it's so embarrassing.
I know. Don't tell my own professors.
Are you here for a particular hearing? Just want to make sure that we, no? Okay, you're just fans of the Conservation Commission?
Great.
All right, good, all right. Okay, good. That's good stuff. I appreciate you doing that, Nick. Moving on, certificate of compliance, 82 Lynn Haven Road.
Yeah, so I was contacted by the attorneys of the owners, 82 Lynn Haven Road. I guess back in '95, there was an order of conditions granted by a previous iteration of this commission that permitted the construction of a driveway and garage at next to the house there. And based on my records, in 2011, there was a partial certificate of compliance issued on that same order. It's DEP file 199-905, I believe it was, or 509. But for that same order, there's a partial certificate because the grading in the driveway had been done, but the garage was never built. So they filed a further RDA for the construction of the garage itself at that later date, and they never got a certificate of compliance for it. And I believe they're selling the house now, so that's why this has been brought up recently. But I took a visit out there yesterday. The driveway was in place, the garage is in place, it's all built based on the plans that they had submitted back in '95. The footprint is in the right spot, it's the right size, so
Okay, ask you that.
everything is, well established. I don't know when the garage was built, but it was years ago, so.
Okay,
So I would recommend that we approve the certificate of compliance for 82 Lynn Haven.
anybody have any questions?
No.
No? Okay. All right, then I will make a motion then to approve the certificate of compliance for 82 Lynn Haven Road, as Nick described.
Second,
No,
no, I thought you were making a motion.
no, I can't make a motion.
That's what I thought.
Okay. So
You're just going along with
Yeah, yeah.
You're such a nice guy.
You can't make a motion, but, you know.
So are you making the motion then?
Yes,
Okay.
motion is so made.
And I'll second.
And thank you, Michael.
All right, rest of the votes taken by roll call, Stephanie Quinlan
Hi.
and Chuck Raymond.
Aye.
All right, and motion passes 4-0, certificate of compliance is granted.
All right, good. That's an old one, huh? Wow.
That's, old 20.
All right, moving on. Nothing under extension permits, nothing under communications. I was going to do this before I came. Meeting minutes, September 27th and September 13th. There were some that I looked at last week
Mhm.
and went through and edited. I don't think these were, I don't think they included
I
these.
think I saw you on the third.
Oh, did I?
I saw your name on the September 13th, yeah. Sorry, Mike?
I didn't see the 2713. I saw another one that I worked on today, but I didn't see these two, but I'll check again.
Let me make sure they're in the right file here.
Yeah, check it out.
Files, current hearings, meeting minutes. Yeah, they were,
They're there?
they're on there, yeah.
Okay.
I have,
Did I do both? Can you tell? Those dates and sound familiar, but
the 27th, maybe it was? I can't really see the comments here, but I know Rich went through the both of them. I went through the both of them. I think you went through at least one of them.
yeah, well, I went through 3 or 4 of them last week.
We have July 26th through September 27th, so it's 5 meetings
Okay.
that are up on there currently. So I figured we would work from the most recent back. And I have a set a goal of going for, 2 per meeting going
Okay.
forward, but if not everyone has had a chance to look over it. If you wanted to wait to vote to approve it, I understand.
Yeah, let's just do that. Let's do our best to make a personal goal to review any of the dates he told us about. So I'll go back through these. I didn't think I'd done the 27th, but I might have.
So it's so let's try and shoot for September 27th, September 13th. And just because we're pushing this back another meeting, let's try and review August 23rd if we can.
August
If you get
23rd.
through those first two, if you haven't already,
Okay.
and then you have time,
Okay.
let's try and get those through.
And I'll look at those three.
And then we can keep rolling with the 2 per meeting.
Okay.
Try and get
Yep. Sounds good. Yeah, I don't think 2 per meeting is too much of a heavy lift.
Yeah.
All right, good. Anybody questions about that? Does everybody have the link to the shared
I
drive?
think so.
Okay.
If not, I'll.
I'll resend it out to everybody
Okay.
just so.
Okay. I just go back to my old Gmail and
Yeah,
try to find it.
you have to download another Google Drive utility that allows you to edit it. And I have Google Drive, but when I started looking at your changes to
Yeah.
the one that I was working on today, there was no edit capability on my release. And it asked me how do you want to edit it? Do you want to edit it in Google Docs or Safari? No, in Safari, something else. And I had to download another utility, then I could go in and edit it.
Oh, interesting.
I just didn't have a drop down that said edit.
Yeah, I had an issue. Okay.
What a pain.
Yeah, right.
Nah, you get to expect that stuff, don't you?
Doesn't make me less irritated.
All right, good. So we'll do our best to make some progress on that. And so add August 23rd to that list. Okay. All right, good. So nothing under enforcement? Nothing under emergency certifications?
Emergency survey, like it was, I was contacted by, yesterday about the emergency certification for 519.
Oh, so you
Pleasant
mentioned that,
Street.
yes, sorry.
Yes, so, basically for 519 Pleasant Street, just as a review, we did grant them an emergency certification about a month ago.
This is the one with the stream through the property that's been
It's
on
like
our
a
agenda.
it's like a drainage ditch,
Yeah.
sort of, that drains from like their yard and like 3 or 4 of their
And it
neighbors'
goes under
yard.
the road and.
Yeah, it goes under Pleasant Street.
Just want to make sure I was right, it's the same one. Okay, go ahead.
So at 519 Pleasant Street, their driveway is going up, and there's a retaining wall on the one side of it
Mhm.
that's tied into their foundation that's been collapsing. So we issued the emergency.
And this is because it's within 100 feet of the buffer, right?
It's because it's
100 feet of the stream.
within of the ditch there. There's
Yeah.
like cattails
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
thrown
okay.
in. So we issued the emergency certification, but the contractor, James from New Life Construction, who's doing the work, contacted me yesterday and said that due to, COVID-related absences and the weather with all the rain that we had the last, about 2 weeks ago or so, they had a lot of delays. So they're currently working on the wall. They said they should be done by the end of the week, but their first certification, or the first emergency order that we issued is set to expire tomorrow. So I recommend that we just issue another one, just give them another 30 days. They should be done within within that time.
Okay.
But I would just recommend that we issue them another one.
All right, so I recommend that we issue what would you say, 2-week extension?
I just said for another 30 days.
And the outcomes are issue a 30-day extension to the emergency certification for 519 Pleasant Street.
I will make that motion.
Michael, second.
Second.
Thank you.
Stephanie Quinlan?
Aye.
And Chuck Ryan?
I vote aye.
All right.
Sorry, I almost ran right over that. I apologize. You were
No,
telling me about it,
that's-
and I didn't
that's
write it down.
okay.
I forgot.
That's fine.
All right. All right, nothing under budget. Commissioner news, this is something we added last hearing. The only thing I'd like to add, I was going through my emails, and this, Richard sent me an email with these slides from the MACC conference, one of the sessions he went to, how to run a more efficient conservation commission meeting.
Yeah.
So I was thumbing through this today, and I thought this, did you, or either one of you attend this?
Mhm.
Did you? Okay.
Not me.
No, I didn't go. I thought this might be a nice item of discussion at an upcoming hearing. I'm not sure how we'd work into the agenda. Then there's no reason why, I guess, why we can't have like a short conversation about, because obviously running an efficient meeting is, it's not just two of us, it's a whole commission.
Sure.
So making sure that we were like on top of some of the BMPs for, running a meeting. I don't know if the three of you would want to maybe just compare notes and,
Sure.
because I didn't attend it. I'd like to hear what you learned. Best manager practice.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, does that have to be a public
not
discussion?
sure.
Or
Yeah.
can we have a private business meeting amongst ourselves
I
to
think
do
that's-
things like that?
I think it's fine if you want to, if we could talk about it at the next meeting, but it might be better to just like distribute that file
Yeah,
amongst the
Can we
commissioners.
do that? Okay. All
have
right.
a
all
Zoom meeting or
resolve
Let's
something.
do
Yeah, look at it on our own.
All right, so
time.
then I'll just send to the rest of the committee. Actually, can I switch folders to you? Because I'm not sure I have everybody's email address yet.
Actually, the slides are all out on MACC, so we can go out and take a look.
Or that too, yeah, we do that too.
Yeah. If you could send them to me, though,
Okay.
I could, that would be good.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think that session is coming up again in a Zoom session.
Is it?
In
Okay.
November, because it's part of the certification curriculum. So they have it ongoing to lure new people in.
And that reminds me, that's a good point. I would recommend to everyone here, and that's not here on the commission, if you're not already, to follow MACC, like subscribe to their emails, because they always have like
Yeah, a lot of good
Yeah.
stuff.
classes and things like that, and sessions
Site
to get up
walks
to date.
and all sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah, so definitely subscribe if you're not already.
Do they know who I am now?
MACC, they should. They should. They should be up to date.
They've asked that
at
you
least
stop
now.
bothering them.
Yeah.
Have you guys taken the certification courses?
Yes.
Okay.
You've taken them?
I think
Some of them look
I
really
won-
good.
Yeah, they are. I have one course left to get the official certificate, whatever that is. Merit badge.
Give me something out of that.
Actually, I think I might have, as a result of the Devon's thing, I think I might have finally gotten it. I'm gonna follow up on that tomorrow.
All right. Yeah, let's go through, like, they've got some slides here on roles and responsibilities for the staff. Roles and responsibilities for the commission if there is no staff. Roles and responsibilities for the chair, for the members, so, I think it's kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so yeah, if you could forward that around to the rest of the commission,
Yeah.
we can continue that conversation.
Awesome. I think I should have that because I attended that
Okay.
and I was interested in getting the slides afterwards. I believe I did get an email from them, but if I can't find it, I'll
Okay.
ask you to just forward it to me.
All right, good. Anything else, anybody else have any commissioner news?
Nope.
No late breaking agenda items, okay. So moving on then, the next meeting will be November 22nd, 2022. The filing deadline was last Friday, November 4th at noon. With that, I will accept the motion to adjourn.
So made.
Second.
Thank you.
Awesome. Mike Seeking
Aye.
and Chuck Raymond.
I vote aye.
All right. Meeting
All
adjourned.
right. Thank you, everybody.